I'm on a road trip. Thought the essentials would be important, you know. One of the important things I needed though was a ramp, and so I started with a platform of an old rental truck. But I needed the ramp for a real specific reason. Mostly it's for my girl. She's a little big, maybe 1,000 pounds, but I like her. And I'm touring the country with her, taking my motorcycle out wherever I can. She doesn't have a name, but I like her. And trying to explore the state wherever I'm at, parking this and living comfortably. Come on inside, I'll show you the rest. This would be the kitchenette. It's the fanciest piece of furniture, but that's just because it's shiny with an epoxy, two-part epoxy clear coat over the top. The only drawer I wanted to build was just a main one here in the center for the utensils and general stuff, but everything else is just big open storage with cheap hinges. I designed everything to pretty much last for a year. That's how long the trip's gonna last. So a regular propane cooktop running off of propane tanks on the bottom, and the second propane tank is actually for the gas refrigerator. It's an expensive item, but it's well worth it since ice is $2 a day. The sink itself is actually gravity fed, and for hot water I have the tankless water heater here, and it works pretty sufficiently, but I do have to use the bag. It doesn't feed off of the reservoir, which is up in the corner. The tankless water heater also gives me water here, but also for my shower, which, although it's around the motorcycle, I can still actually set up a shower curtain around the area, just on some low profile hooks. And once it's in place, I shower around the motorcycle, and as long as everything's level, it all drains to the tank that's outside. And I've got a little diverter valve here to turn it on and off, but still have water back at the sink. Shower head takes some practice though. This one is not Coleman certified, so I had to drill a few extra holes to get the right pressure. Still not enough, but it's better than soap and a sponge. The technical stuff is actually in the forward cupboard here. As far as that goes, it's a power inverter running off of 2 deep cell batteries, and then I have a solar charger coming from the panel on the roof, and this here is just a main disconnect in case there's an emergency situation. The batteries are behind this panel, and for the most part they're not good enough to run, say, like a crock pot or a toaster oven, but I can run a blender. I can use my drill for any repair stuff, and anything else that I need. The battery is sufficient for light and everything else. The panel itself, just a couple extra helpful things. I put a push panel percentage meter, and these 2 buttons are actually for the relay, so I press the red button and the relay turns off. There's just a little extra storage up here for tools and shovels, or a shovel. The rest of it, just anything that I can fit. Extra toilet paper, of course, and I managed to fit a weed whacker just in case the campsite's a little messy or I want to barter for my night's stay. This tank wasn't the original plan, but I had to up 2 5-gallon tanks to this 15-gallon tank. I put it on the angle just to make venting easier, but it provides, when it's full, it's great pressure, and I get pretty much the last drop out. The armoire, or the clothes hutch as you will, also doubles as drawers, which are just plastic bins. I actually designed the cabinet around the bins and the milk crates, and everything is just to fit clothes and anything else that comes up. The lighting is LED and up at 12 volts, and that's pretty much it for the place. The vent itself was just for precautionary. The window is optional, and any other features, it's a glorified campsite. The only thing I didn't mention was the toilet. So the motorcycle had to be positioned, clearly started with the bike first for its room. So actually the mount for it is underneath the bed, and that's what resulted in this funny bunk style mattress setup. It's actually a foam mattress that I had to cut on the long side in order to get the proper width, and the length is adequate. The storage down here is just for quick access or shoes, depending on what kind of mud I get into. I got really lucky with this truck, and one of the reasons I bought it was the paneling was easier to insulate, and also this cab was already connected with the panel. I just had to cut the door and put it on the hinge. As you can see, the height's actually really easy to walk through and get to in a little quick twist maneuver, and I'm in the driver's seat. From there, I can hear stuff rattling, and you gotta obviously tie everything down, but there's a few noises as a result of the conversion and having this door, but everything aside, it allows me to pull over and go to bed without getting out. Word to the wise, I built everything to last 1 year. As a result, I needed a truck in a short time period, and I ended up with a 96 Econoline 350 gas-guzzling V10 Triton engine. It gets 9 miles to the gallon on a good day if the wind's blowing behind you. It's a great running truck, it's strong, and I know it's going to take me through my journey, but if you have a choice, start with gas mileage. One aspect I got really lucky on with the kitchenette is that this was actually a salad bowl from Goodwill. And I cut a hole for the drain, and then I got this little number at a reuse store, and it just happens to be quarter turn valves. Makes everything easy. One thing I didn't do is hook up a drain though, so this doesn't actually work. But because I'm traveling from state to state, I was a little bit worried about self-protection. And if something was to happen to me while I happen to be doing dishes, I've decided to hold on to the drain puller in a Mad Max sort of fashion safety device. One cheap tip for decorating or dealing with the rest of your kitchenette. I actually bought this snazzy shower curtain at the dollar store, and although it doesn't block the light, it does give me some privacy. And these baskets came from another store, and I just tied them together with string. Basically, figure it out on the road, it'll be cheaper. I almost guarantee it. MTV Cribs, welcome. Shit.